Well, good afternoon. Every morning I go out and I chase the sunrise. This morning I went out, no sunrise, just fog covering the bridge. Real dense, thick fog. I couldn't see through it. And it got me thinking and starting to write. As always, I'm trying to think about the journey from darkness to light. And that's I'm working on a book and story of my life just to understand it for myself, not even to sell or anything, just to write, sort of like Marcus Aurelius did with his meditations, writing about his everyday circumstance and his journey. In the Bible it says, in Jeremiah it says, "Everyone is stupid without knowledge. Every goldsmith is ashamed by his divine image, for the cast image that he creates is an illusion." So what was it trying to say there? I was thinking, what does that mean? We're all sort of creating this thing that we think will be our success. We will be successful if we get to this place, whatever it is we create. The world can tell us it's how rich you are, how many friends you have, how much love you get, whatever, how much good you did for the world, a Mother Teresa, a Lady Diana, a CEO who ran Amazon. Everybody has this different measurement of success. There's a sort of cast image, but there's no life in that thing. That thing disappears. The only real life you have is you, the image of yourself that you do every single day. And we cast this illusion of ourselves that gets revered in misunderstood ways. And I thought it got me thinking, how could I explain this? And I got to write it in a story because, something done in the moment, a kindness or an offense, can be thought of differently over time, of course. But we would be wise to remember that moment lives forever in eternity. So if we pause in the moment before we make our decisions, how much better would our life be? So this is the story I came up with to sort of explain how to think about it to myself, and circumstances create success or unsuccess. So there's a gentleman, his name's Samson. He goes to work every day as a bus driver. He makes $40,000 a year for 30 years. He has 2 kids. He enjoys his life. He's made a lot of friends with other drivers. Him and his wife did not really afford to travel, to places around the world, but they went to every game out of town, watched their kids in sports. They enjoyed every game, stayed over in hotels. And as they enjoyed these trips, it was just as great as going on any vacation. They had so much fun on them, with the kids seeing some new thing in a new town or staying overnight in a hotel. And it was just a fun experience for them all. Sam knew everyone on his route. He heard the stories. He helped them with advice, sometimes more than that when he was able to. Sam had a good retirement package, not a bad life. After 30 years, he feels like, I'm a success. Now, Anderson is the CEO of the same bus company. He makes $150,000 a year. He could never get the company to grow beyond that. He worked around the clock. He had 2 marriages break down. Now his kids were estranged. He was on medication. He drank a lot of alcohol for his stress. He felt like a failure. He was seeing a psychologist. He joined yoga. He tried church, help groups. He could still not get to the place where he felt successful. He had a good living financial, lots of money coming in, so he consoled himself with trips and the finest of things he could afford. But he always dreamed of more wealth and accomplishments, and if he got to there, how much better life would be, and that feeling that would come with it. So these are circumstances where 2 people believed they were failure and successful. But to show you how circumstances work, we're going to show what happens now. The CEO of this bus company, he changes jobs, but because the company goes bankrupt and he just couldn't make it successfully, ends up bankrupting the bus company. But his friend needed some help moving a company into the stock market, didn't know how to do it. So he helps out his friend, and this business takes off, and he gets rich beyond his wildest dreams. He accomplishes what he set out to do. For the last 10 years of his life, all his dreams he believed he worked for his whole life had come true. He believes he's a great success. In his death, in his last few years, he gives a lot of money to his hometown, and they name a library and a school after him, and the whole town shows up for his funeral. People give speeches about what a great man he was. Now the bus driver, because the company went bankrupt, his pension was lost, and he was scraping by. His marriage falls apart. His kids do not visit as much because he is so ashamed, and he feels like he's failed. He drinks himself to death. A few people show up at his funeral. They all talk about what a great guy he used to be. And before the alcohol took over and his life changed, he was a really good guy. So who in these 2 stories is the success, and who's the failure? And how do circumstances play a role? We have to always remember, something done in the moment, a kindness or an offense, can be thought of differently over time, but we'd be wise to remember the moment lives for eternity. So pause in the moment you're in and make sure of your decision. There's an old ancient writing, Lao Tzu wrote, the Tao Te Ching, and it sort of sums it up like this. It says, when people see some things as beautiful, other things become ugly. When people see some things as good, other things become bad. Being and non-being create each other, difficult and easy support each other, long and short define each other, high and low depend on each other, before and after follow each other. To free yourself from desire, you realize the mysteries caught in desire are only manifestations. In Psalm 62:9 it says this, "Surely men of low degree are vanity, and men of high degree are a lie. To be laid in the balance, they are together lighter than vapor."